want to revisit a topic that we've talked about previously. I received a letter from a ministry in the mail yesterday, and it just kind of poked me a little bit. So I want to talk about it today. Looking in 1 Peter chapter 5, verses 6 and 7, says, "Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he cares for you." So we've talked about these words before, so I'm not going to go into it a lot. But when we talk about humble, of course, it means to humiliate in condition or heart. It's to abase, to bring low, to humble. Okay. What does it mean to exalt? Because God's going to exalt you in due time. It means to elevate, literally or figuratively, to exalt, to lift up. It's from another word which talks about dignity being lifted up or exalted. So you may humble yourself and maybe act in an undignified way, but God will redignify you, if you will. But the words that I want to center in here is due time. Because we think, you kind of just skip over those words. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time, etc. What does that mean, due time? Believe it or not, the word due used there, D-U-E, is pertaining to your own self. By one's, for example, one's own, by implication, it's a private, separate thing. So when we're talking about your due time, it's your due time. It's not the world's due time. It's not the country's due time. It's not the dog's due time, okay? This is personal. Time, in this respect, is an occasion. We're not talking about epochs and seasons and years and etc. We're talking about an occasion. So we're talking about your own occasion. It's a set or proper time. It's usually a short. That makes it nice. A due or short time. It's a while. Okay? So when you humble yourself under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time, it's him exalting you or lifting you up at your specific occasion. It has nothing to do with somebody else. This is God's timing. Casting all your care upon him, for he cares for you. Let's look at what this letter says about due time. It says, many of our cares come because we get worried about God's timing. We can't yet see something God has promised, so we get worried or concerned that it might not happen. The reality is that we might be in the middle of a period of waiting. Our job is to wait patiently, trusting that the Lord, humbling our hearts before him, believing that he knows far more than we know, remembering that he is faithful. What about patience? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's go over here to the book of Romans, chapter 8. Have all these markers. Verses 24 to 26. Romans 8, starting in verse 24. For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for it? If you're hoping for God to give you a new car and the new car is sitting in your driveway, you don't have to hope for it anymore because it's already there. We have to hope for what we don't see. But if we hope for what we see not, then do we with patience wait for it. Likewise, also the Spirit helps our infirmities, for we know not what we ought to pray for as we ought, but the Spirit itself makes intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. So, we hope for that we see not, then we do with patience wait for it. What is that patience? That patience is cheerful or hopeful endurance. Cheerful endurance. It's constancy. It's not being wishy-washy like we talked about yesterday. It's being constant, patiently, continually waiting. The dictionary definition of patience is quiet, steady perseverance. It's even-tempered, it's being diligent. So you see, when God promises you something, you've humbled yourself, you're waiting for him to exalt you, which he will do in due time, in his timing. Sometimes we have to wait. Sometimes that waiting seems to get awfully long. Like, God, I've been waiting for this for months and months, and I haven't seen it yet. Well, you have to be patient, because you have to believe that what God said is true. We talked about that the other day also, that God's not going to lie to you. When he says, if you'll humble yourself and be patient, he will exalt you, then it's the truth. You don't, and he says to not be anxious. Don't be worried, because he will take care of it for you. You give him your cares. You release that to him, and he will take care of it for you. But you don't keep going back and grabbing it back. God, I know I gave this to you, but I'm going to take it back and I'm going to talk to you about it some more. No. Patiently, diligently, be constant, and have peace, because when you give things to God, then he gives you his peace. And his peace is so much better than whatever it is you're worrying about it. Let's look some more at the letter. When you're in the middle of a season where you are tempted to worry, cast your cares on the Lord over and over again. Trust that he will show you what steps you need to take. Have faith that he is good and he loves you without condition. Believe that he is showing you his ways as you purpose to follow him. In other words, fan the flames of your faith instead of fanning the flames of your fears. You know, fear is the opposite of faith. So have faith. Believe that what God says he's going to do. Trust him. Cast that care on him. Wait patiently for the result. Sometimes that due time or that due season, sometimes it's very short. Sometimes it's a little bit longer, and a lot of times it's a lot longer than we want to wait for. But if we will wait and be patient, trust God, he will bring it to pass. Thank you for watching today. I would appreciate it if you would like and follow and share and subscribe and leave a comment. And that would be absolutely wonderful. I'm just asking you to do it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.